Back to those fans' protests, Archie, what in particular has got them riled up?
Oh, well, a lot, to be fair. Being a Hertha fan in the past few years, since there's been this new investment from investor Lars Windhorst, 374 million euros has been invested into the club. Not all of that's gone on transfers, but the fact is, against Union, who have become the smarter run club and the better club in Germany's capital, an example of that, Union's record signing is Taiwo Awoniyi at 6.5 million euros. Hertha, in the last 3 years, have spent over 7 million on 10 different players, including 25 million on Lucas Toussaint, 24.5 million on Christoph Piontek, and Union have overtaken them, both in terms of members in the club membership numbers, and you look at on the pitch, they are by far the better side. So there's a lot of frustration from Hertha fans at the way that the club has been run. There's been a lot of personnel changes as well, and the fans have demanded answers. And I think the best show of this was actually what happened the morning after that game against Union, where a big banner was pinned up outside the club's training ground which just said disgrace. That sums up how Hertha fans feel right now. It's a lot of apathy towards the club.
How does that affect the players within a dressing room, Kasey?
Well, yeah, there's no question that it can cause issues. I mean, nobody enjoys, when the fans make a demonstration at training. You understand yourself as a professional that results aren't going the way that you want them to go. But I think there's bigger pictures than that. When you look since 2019, I mean, this club's on its 6th manager. That tells you pretty much everything you need to know. Freddie Bobic was brought in from Frankfurt to try to stabilize that as a back room, even above, Arne Friedrich, to try to clean up all these issues. And, so far in this season that he's come in, they're already on their 2nd manager. So it just seems like same old Hertha Berlin. And I think that's really what the fans are probably extremely frustrated about, is they're seeing situations where they're trying to clean this up and they just can't seem to do it. It just seems to be the same old problems over and over again.
Yeah, we know the plan was Hertha were going to be the big boys in Berlin, obviously. That was their protocol, spending all of this money. Where in particular have they got it wrong, and why do they keep getting it wrong?
Well, it's too easy to just say that it's been for 2, 3, 4 years. This is a club that's been run badly for many, many years. You've got an investor in, which is very rare in Germany. And then you've discussed, has he money, has he no money? And then he spent a lot of money. Freddie Bobic was taken in last summer. He was given all the power. This was the guy who built up Eintracht Frankfurt, remember. He took them to winning the Pokal. He took them to Europe, the semi-final, losing against the Chelsea Football Club. The problem is, of course, that when you plan long-term, you have to win some games short-term. And that is, Dardai saved them. And then he gave him the patient. Then they had to keep him because he was a legend at the club. Then they brought him Korkut, who is there now. The problem is with Hertha Berlin at the moment, they will look in the 2nd division. And who do they see there? They see Hamburger Sportverein. They see Werder Bremen. They see the big team, Schalke, are down there. And now if you have a look at the table now, Hertha Berlin, Stuttgart, Wolfsburg, they could be in that mixer as well. And I think what Archie said it right, with Union Berlin, they've been working very well on a broader picture, building up the club. But Hertha Berlin has always been impatient. There's always, it should happen yesterday. With Bobic now, they try to do something different. But you have to survive in the Bundesliga to make anything big there. And the thing is that Hertha Berlin is also a symbol of a region of East Germany and all the history that is in and around the club. But it's all about the people there. And at the moment, as it's been said by the boys, it's not working.
Archie, I know we've got to let you go in a moment. I just want to talk to you about something which obviously maybe it's a fluid situation at the moment. People that will be watching a Premier League match will see a full house there, as opposed to what I think is 3,000 in attendance tonight. Why is there such a stark difference at the moment? And what are we looking long-term or indeed short-term with regards to the possibility of fans being allowed back in?
So it's decided by the states, how many, the German states themselves, as to how many fans are allowed into each stadium. So, for example, when I was at Leverkusen yesterday, 750 fans were allowed in. Here, they are a little bit more relaxed. There'll be 3,000 fans in, but still far away from a full house. It comes down to the whole idea, the whole approach from the German government, which has been a lot more cautious than the way that things have been dealt with in the UK. So I think that you're going to be waiting a few months until we get full houses back here in the Bundesliga, but we should see it relaxed in Germany in the coming weeks at least. There have been noises coming from the state presidents on that.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.